About?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Where were they brought?
I don't know anything about any numbers.
What about
End this now, Woods. Take the headshot. Shoot him in the fucking head.
Will not stop, Nova. I do not care about Nova. What are you looking so smug about? What's going on here? Mason! Hey! He's Victor! Reznov!
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
Mason, no!
Alex Mason is alive. Let me explain. I've been doing research over the past week, looking into this theory, and what I genuinely thought before would be a fun and interesting thing, I have completely convinced myself is the truth. And hopefully by the end of this, I'll have you down in this rabbit hole with me. Let's start with the basics. If you don't know who Alex Mason is, he is the protagonist of the original Black Ops games, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. You play as him in both of these games. Mainly, you might know him as the numbers guy. I had that clip at the beginning of this video. But also, like, if you don't know who he is, why are you watching this, man? Like, I don't know. But hey, maybe you don't. I don't know. I just work here. So, well, we're gonna go. Whoa, buddy. We're gonna get right into it. All right. Alex Mason. According to the CIA, Alex Mason officially was killed after a mole had him switched, or we're not sure, honestly. But something about a mole having him switched and tricking Woods into shooting his best friend, killing him on the spot. Raul Menendez then kidnapped him and showed Mason's dead body to his son, David Mason, which would leave long-lasting and negative effects on David Mason, as well as Woods. And that's the official story. But I'm going to tell you right now that that is not the truth. If you played Black Ops 2, you know that in the mission Suffer With Me, the one where you shoot Mason, there are two routes. There's two things that can happen. One, you listen to Hudson and you shoot him in the head. This immediately kills Mason and eliminates the possibility of getting the ending where Mason is alive. Or you shoot him anywhere other than the head, and there won't be a bullet wound on his head, and you have the possibility for him to come back to life. And even in the cutscene where David starts shaking his dad's corpse trying to wake him up, you can see his face move a little bit, indicating he's alive. So we know that's how you get the alive ending in Black Ops 2, but the question is the canonicity. Which one is the real answer? That's been the question for many years. But I'm pretty sure that Black Ops 6 just solved this. So what I just explained to you was Raul Menendez tricking Woods into killing Mason. Now this all takes place in the events of Black Ops 2, but when Black Ops 6 released, Treyarch officially released a video called Black Ops: The Story So Far, where in that video they specifically say Alex Mason is dead, confirming his death. Right? Well, I don't think it's that simple. The entire tagline of Black Ops 6 is "The truth lies." This is a very major thing throughout all of the game. So, if we're to believe this, the truth is that Alex Mason is dead, according to all records, then that would be a lie, implying that Alex Mason is alive. As well as in this video, they specifically show the version of the cutscene where Alex Mason is shot in the leg.
3 years later, in 1989, a CIA operation in Panama ended tragically when Woods was tricked into shooting and killing his best friend.
And personally, I don't think they would make that mistake. Now, obviously, they're human and they might have, and I could be overanalyzing this entirely, but I really don't think Treyarch would let that slip, right? I mean, that just seems weird. Now, what I believe to be happening, I think is shown in Black Ops 6. Now, if you know anything about Mason's character, you know that he was brainwashed by the Soviets back in the Cold War, and he was said to be a sleeper agent. But a man named Reznov, in a mine shaft, basically reprogrammed him a little bit so that he was also brainwashed with the Reznov things, which the Reznov things makes him see Reznov all over the place. This ends up being a major story point of Black Ops 1, and we kind of still see it over Black Ops 2 and many other ones where it's just kind of vaguely mentioned. Now, I believe that after Alex Mason was supposedly killed, Reznov took over Mason's body. Now, that is a stretch. I know. That's a weird thing to come at you with just out of the blue. I mean, like, can you imagine that? Like, I just look at you dead in the eyes and like, hey, you know your best friend who you shot? Well, a Russian man with a little Russian accent doing his little Russian dance took over his body and is just living his life. Yeah, no, that's insane. That's crazy. You would think I'm a crazy man for thinking that, but guess what? I am. As I've mentioned in this video, the Black Ops story so far seems to possibly imply that Alex Mason is alive. Now, looking at the other evidence, I think there are plenty of things that back this up. Another one mentioning Pantheon, and I think Alex Mason might have something to do with Pantheon. Now, let me explain that. Basically, I think that Reznov, using Alex Mason's body from his brainwashing, is using Pantheon to somehow achieve his goals of revenge that he implanted deep inside of Alex Mason's mind. Now, I don't have a full idea of what he would be trying to accomplish with this, getting rid of the CIA and all of that, but I do think it is a solid thing that the Black Ops storyline might go after. It is weird, and they love weird, so, you know, whatever. Anything can happen. Now, I think we look at this and, yeah, sure, like, that makes sense, maybe Reznov, but how does Reznov take over his body for so long, and where is Alex Mason between 1989 and 2025? That's a long time to be gone. That's nearly 40 years? 35, that's 35-ish years? I don't know. He's gone for many years, never once appearing or being even so much as seen by anybody. And while that is strange, I think we can just write this off as being something they didn't plan on doing when Black Ops 2 was made. So, as to what they will end up doing to connect these dots, I am not sure, but I am hoping that this is the case. Now, I believe that Reznov is being a major player, if not the mastermind, behind Pantheon, and there were a couple things that immediately shot this down for me, but I've recently kind of put together and realized that it's still possible. One of the things that I think makes it possible for Alex Mason to be behind Pantheon actually takes place in a reason that I thought he didn't. Before I knew anything about Black Ops 6 when I was playing it, I heard a line of dialogue that mentioned that Hudson had mentioned Pantheon to Woods. But here's where it gets tricky. Hudson dies the exact same day as Mason. So it's not like Hudson could have told him this after Mason is MIA. Because, well, you know. Anyway, after we see him die, I was thinking about it later on, and I was thinking about the Reznov theory of this all taking place. But with Alex Mason, he still has Reznov in his mind beforehand, so it's possible that Alex Mason had been working within the CIA already, pulling the strings and being Pantheon while he was still active, which is possible. I'm not sure, though, obviously. This is all just my rambling. Now, all of this just together creates one mass of speculation and rumor and theory, but I think what's next kind of brings it all together. Do you remember that clip I showed of Viktor Reznov yelling his name and killing Steiner? Well, do you remember what he was wearing? Because recently, Call of Duty released the new Prestige skins, and one of them on the very back left of the picture is none other than a man in that exact outfit wearing a bag over his head that strongly resembles the one Mason wore when he was shot. I believe this is Alex Mason, and I believe that within the next coming months, we are going to see in the season storyline of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Alex Mason return and be proved to be Viktor Reznov and also behind Pantheon. But my strongest theory of all is this. Activision loves money, and this would make them so much money, guys. This would make them so much money.
I swear to God, I will shove this wheelchair right up your ass. Hey, Woods. You look like hammered shit. You stay right there. Mason, they shot you. Turns out you're a lousy shot. My ass. Where the fuck you been for 30 years?